Russia, this huge land in Eurasia, is where history, culture, and power are all mixed together. In this trip, we'll look at 5 of its most important cities. Each one has seen big changes, smart people, and famous places. From Moscow's strong government to St. Petersburg's fancy old buildings, Kazan's mix of cultures, Novosibirsk's focus on science, and Yekaterinburg's busy factories, every city has a story of how it changed. These cities are like living things, shaped by hundreds of years of trying to survive and wanting to be great. Here, old fortresses stand next to new tall buildings, and sounds from the past mix with the buzz of today's life. Come with me as we discover the secrets and spirit of Russia's biggest cities. Our trip starts in Moscow, the main part of Russia, a city that has stood at the crossroads of history for centuries. It's not just the capital, but the center of power and influence for a very long time, shaping the fate of the nation. Moscow was first mentioned in 1147 as a small wooden fort on the banks of the Moskva River, a humble beginning for what would become a world city. Over the centuries, Moscow has risen from the ashes many times. It's been attacked, burned, rebuilt, and always comes back stronger, each time reinventing itself. Today, it's a huge city with over 13 million people, where old churches reflect in new tall buildings, and the past and present live side by side. The city's main roads, wide streets, and the complicated metro are always busy with people moving around, a constant flow of life and energy. Moscow State University, started in 1755, is a bright spot for smart people, producing winners of big awards and thinkers who changed the world. Its grand building stands as a symbol of Russian education and ambition. At the center of Moscow is the Kremlin, a strong group of buildings, like a city inside a city, and the biggest symbol of Russian power in history. Its red walls have seen kings crowned, old government rules made, and today's leaders at work, echoing with the footsteps of history. Next to it, Red Square and St. Basil's Cathedral are the famous heart of the city, drawing visitors from all over the world. Their buildings show how strong Russian identity is, with colors and shapes that are instantly recognizable. Inside the Kremlin, the holy buildings in Cathedral Square show hundreds of years of faith and powerful families, with golden domes shining above. The Bolshoi Theater, known for ballet and opera, keeps up a tradition of amazing art, where world-class performances light up the stage. The Moscow Metro is like an underground palace. Its stations are decorated with fancy lights, colorful pictures, and marble. It's like a daily art show for millions, making even a commute feel special. Moscow has given us people like Dostoevsky, whose books explore the Russian spirit, and Kandinsky, who changed modern art with his bold ideas. This city is a place of power, a place where smart ideas are born, a place of faith, and a place for new art. It's a city that never stops creating. Moscow's past is always there, shaping a busy and sometimes difficult present, reminding everyone of the city's deep roots. It is the clear beating heart of this huge country, a city that stands proud at the center of Russian life. We travel northwest to St. Petersburg, a city built by the strong will and vision of Peter the Great, who dreamed of connecting Russia to Europe. Started in 1703 on swampy, inhospitable land, St. Petersburg was built to be Russia's window to the west, a modern European-style capital city that would open the country to new ideas, art, and science. Its grand wide streets, large open squares, and winding canals made it known as the Venice of the North, a city where water and stone blend in harmony. St. Petersburg's feel is fancy and open, like a carefully made work of art, with every building and boulevard designed to impress and inspire. St. Petersburg State University, started in 1724, became a center for learning and discovery. This is where Mendeleev created the periodic table, and where generations of thinkers have shaped Russian science. The Winter Palace, now the Hermitage Museum, is overwhelmingly beautiful and full of history, holding treasures from all over the world and echoing the footsteps of emperors and artists. Across the Neva River, the Peter and Paul Fortress and Cathedral show where the city began and hold the graves of the Romanov royal family, connecting the present to the city's royal past. The city's canals and bridges give it its special look, especially during the magical white nights, when the sun barely sets, the sky glows, and the bridges rise in a grand show that draws crowds from around the world. The Church of the Savior on Spilled Blood, with its colorful domes and glittering mosaics, is a dazzling reminder of a king who was killed and a symbol of the city's dramatic history. The Mariinsky Theatre is as good as the Bolshoi, showing Tchaikovsky's famous music and helping great dancers become famous, making St. Petersburg a world capital of ballet and opera. Pushkin, the father of Russian writing, lived and died here, giving Russia its voice in literature and inspiring generations of poets and writers. The city was where the 1917 revolution happened. A shot from the ship Aurora signaled the attack on the Winter Palace, changing the course of Russian history forever. For many years, it was called Leningrad, and it went through the terrible siege in World War II, when its people showed incredible courage and endurance. St. Petersburg is a city of old spirits and smart people, grand old buildings, and a strong desire for change, where tradition and progress walk side by side. It stands as Peter the Great's idea, Russia's elegant cultured window to the West, a city that continues to inspire with its beauty, resilience, and creative spirit. East of Moscow, on the banks of the mighty Volga River, lies Kazan, the vibrant capital of Tatarstan, and a unique place where Europe and Asia truly meet. This city is a living crossroads where the traditions of East and West blend seamlessly. Here, Christian and Muslim faiths have coexisted peacefully for hundreds of years, creating a city where many different cultures and religions live side by side in harmony. The streets are filled with the sounds of different languages and the sights of diverse traditions. Kazan's identity is a fascinating blend of Russian and Tatar influences, which you can see everywhere, in its colorful buildings, the mix of languages spoken, and the delicious food served in its markets and homes. Every corner tells a story of shared history. Kazan Federal University, founded in 1804, has long been a center of learning and discovery, helping brilliant minds like Tolstoy and Lobachevsky grow and develop their ideas. These remarkable individuals changed the worlds of literature and mathematics, leaving a legacy that still inspires students today. The Kazan Kremlin, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, stands as a powerful symbol of the city's history. Here, the Christian Annunciation Cathedral and the Muslim Kolsarev Mosque stand side by side, telling a story of two faiths sharing one space. The Kolsarev Mosque, beautifully rebuilt in 2005, is a proud symbol of the Tatar people's strength and the revival of their culture after centuries of change. Kazan's history is one of both conquest and coexistence. When Ivan the Terrible took over, the Kazan Khanate ended, but over time, a unique blend of cultures and traditions grew stronger, shaping the city's spirit. The Soyambika Tower, surrounded by legends and old stories, adds a sense of mystery and romantic charm to the city's skyline. Bauman Street, Kazan's lively pedestrian avenue, is always buzzing with life. It's lined with shops, cozy cafes, and historic sites, making it a favorite spot for both locals and visitors. Today, Kazan is also a major sports center, hosting international competitions and boasting impressive modern stadiums and sports complexes. The city has produced many talented people, like the world-famous opera singer Fyodor Chaliapin, whose journey from humble beginnings to global fame is celebrated and remembered here. Kazan is not just about one culture, but about a rich mix of people, a vibrant, living example of Russia's many different cultures coming together to create something truly special. Deep in Siberia, on the Ob River, is Novosibirsk, a city with modern goals and a focus on science. Started in 1893 as a railway stop, it grew fast where the Trans-Siberian Railway crossed. Novosibirsk's real identity came out in the Soviet times with Akademgorodok, a perfect science center built in the forest. Here, Novosibirsk State University and many research places push for new ideas in everything from nuclear physics to money matters. The city is Siberia's center for factories, culture and business, known for Soviet buildings and a feeling of moving forward. The Novosibirsk Opera and Ballet Theatre, Russia's largest, stands as a symbol of culture even in tough times. The Ob River is still very important for moving goods and trade, and the city's riverfront is a popular place for people to gather. Life here is shaped by the extreme weather, very cold winters, hot summers, and how tough the people of Siberia are. The Museum for Railway Technology, with its collection of old steam trains, honors the railway that made the city. Famous people include Leonid Kantorovich, a big award winner and a leader in a type of math called linear programming. Novosibirsk looks to the future, built on science, clear thinking, and constant progress. It is the engine of Siberia, a city built from the wild forest, showing Russia's focus on the east. Our last city is Yekaterinburg, sitting on the line between Europe and Asia. Started in 1723 as a metal-making center, It's Russia's fourth largest city, shaped by the rich minerals in the Ural Mountains. Ural Federal University pushes for new ideas in engineering and science, powering the region's industries. Yekaterinburg is forever marked by a sad event. Here in 1918, the last king, Nicholas II, and his family were killed, ending the Romanov royal family. The church on Blood now stands where they were killed, a place for people to visit and remember. Nearby, Ganina Yama's monastery complex marks where the Romanovs were finally put to rest, a place for quiet thought. Even with its dark history, Yekaterinburg is a busy place for business and money, with modern tall buildings and a lively cultural scene. The city is a center for Russian rock music, plays and museums, including the Boris Yeltsin Presidential Center. Yeltsin, the first president of Russia, started his political career here, shaping the country's modern time. Just outside the city, a monument marks the border between Europe and Asia, a symbol of Yekaterinburg's role as a connection between different parts of the world. Yekaterinburg is a city of two sides, factories and faith, sadness and big goals, standing where a continent and a nation's history meet. These cities give us a peek into Russia's rich and fascinating story, where emperors, scientists, and writers shaped the course of history. From Moscow's power to St. Petersburg's beauty, Kazan's many cultures, Novosibirsk's new ideas, and Yekaterinburg's strength and resilience. Each city is like its own unique world. They are the stages for Russia's big, ongoing drama, home to millions living near old fortresses and monuments that have stood for centuries. The trip through Russia is a trip through time, differences, and complicated things and stories. The spirit of this country is carved into its cities and streets, in their art, buildings, and lasting strength and character. Russia is more than a country. It's a world that keeps changing and evolving, dreaming and building on its amazing, unforgettable history.